Hey guys, how's it going? So today actually we're going to be looking at this problem called department manager and employee salary comparison. So it's a hard problem from Oracle. I think it's a pretty interesting problem. By interesting, I mean from the perspective of seeing you actually out earning a manager. Yeah, actually that was the key takeaway. Anyway, without wasting any time, let's get into it. So we're told that Oracle is comparing the monthly wages of their employees in each department to those of their managers and co-workers. You are tasked with creating a table that compares an employee salary to that of their manager and to the average of their department. So you have to compare the employee salary to that of their manager, and also you have to compare to that of the average of their department. Therefore, it is expected that the department manager salary and the average salary of the employee from that department are in their own separate column. Okay, makes sense. So we need to order the employee salary from the highest to the lowest based on their department. Okay, so for in each department, we need the kind of like ordered, like, from the highest, like the top earners, all the way to us. So they say that your output should contain the department and employee ID, and salary of that employee and salary of that employee's manager, and the average salary from employee with rounded off to the nearest whole number. I feel like, yeah, that's kind of like straightforward. Then they state that we should note that Oracle have requested that you do not include department manager salary in the average for that department in order to avoid skewing the results. Okay, it makes sense. Then they state that the manager of each department do not report to any higher up, so they are their own manager. Okay, it makes sense. So yeah, I think I kind of like have an idea and of how I should kind of like go ahead and solving this problem. So how I'm thinking about it is that we can definitely looking at the table schema, we can say, okay, we assume that this ID refers to an employee. So it's an employee, then we get to their manager ID, right? So, okay, pretty straightforward. Then what we're going to do is that we're going to get the employee salary, but we need to compare that employee salary to the manager salary. So how can we do it? So I'm thinking that I'm going to need two tables. I like to minimize my select statement and my CTEs because I don't like expensive SQL script. But in this case, I think it's actually necessary because of, remember that we need the manager's ID in order to remember that they are in the same table. So you need to kind of like compare them. So they have to be, like facing one another in a way. So that's what I mean. But I will show you what I mean. Yeah, so we're going to have a manager table that will make our life easier. Then we're going to have an employee table. Then we're going to join these two. This way we can actually be able to compare the manager salary to that of the employee salary, right? Does that make sense? But I'll kind of like show you when we read the code. So yeah, I think that's that. Then to kind of like get the average, because now we have joined, and like I said, that creating two tables is going to make our life easier. For example, now for us to kind of like get the average of the department, we just need to make sure that where the ID is null because we have joined them or something like that. Then we're going to get the average of the department, excluding the manager salary. We're going to get the manager salary. We're going to get the employee salary. So yeah, then I think that's how we can go about it. And so anyway, yeah, if you still don't understand my approach, it's okay. I'll explain it, and I'll explain each while following the details that they did actually explain in here. So the first thing that I like to do is kind of like have that manager table. So I'm going to say manager salary. So as I'm just going to say as, so here essentially I'm looking for select. So it's important that when you're in an interview, you speak about like edge cases because you're not allowed to see the table, so you have to make assumptions. For instance, here it could be that the IDs, there's multiple IDs of the managers. That's because maybe they're getting multiple bonuses, so you're gonna have to select a distinct you're just making assumptions that, okay, I'm just gonna look for a single a unique ID. So that's something like that. All right, so I'm gonna need a department because I'm thinking I need to know the department of the manager. I'm gonna get their salary. Okay, I'm gonna get this from employee table employee O, then we are told that the manager essentially, where is that? They say that the managers are their own manager, that they manage themselves. So the question is now, okay, we have a manager ID, then what is going to be here on the manager ID? That's my question. I am assuming that it's going to be null, or it's going to just point to their own ID. So I think the best thing that we can do here is just to say where ID equals to manager ID. So they have their own ID because they manage themselves. So this is pretty fine. Then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select now from the table. Honestly, I like to do not like to have a lot of cities or a lot of statement, but I think in this case, if we can think about it, it's quite necessary, because how would you do it in like one statement? I don't know, maybe it will be interesting to see, but yeah, anyway, so here I'm gonna select from employee. I'm gonna start from employee O. Then essentially I'm gonna put an E there at the end, so that I can actually select all of these things that I want. So I'm gonna say E dot department. So I'm gonna say E dot ID. I'm gonna say E dot manager ID. I'm gonna say E dot salary, because I want the salary. So I'm gonna, yeah, I think that's fine. Then I'm gonna have an M, which is the manager salary. So I'm gonna have an M here. So I'm gonna say salary, and I'm gonna call this as manager salary. So it's coming from this table here, so it's fine. So we have the manager salary. This is number one, so it's looking good. Then we're told that we need an average. So the average of this is gonna be the average of this department, right? So I'm gonna make a window function here. I'm gonna say E dot salary, right, over partition. So this does not have to include the manager's salary. So we're gonna have a word clause at the bottom. So here for now I'm gonna say partition by, because we want by department. So I'm gonna say department. I think it should be fine, department, and that's fine. I'm gonna call this average, just so that you understand what this stand for. Average department, yeah, like so, and salary. Yeah, so I think we looking good so far. The only thing that I would like to kind of like add is to add that left join. Oops. I'm gonna have to add that left join from the manager salary. So we're gonna call this one M. I'm gonna say M on dot ID equals to. So remember that the manager already has an ID, right? No. I'm joining the employee. I want their manager. So I'm saying M dot ID equals to E dot manager. So does this make sense? So let me explain it again. So remember that each employee has a manager ID, right? Like they have a manager. So I am saying that from this manager table, I want to join by ID. So which means that I'm going to know, yes, I'm going to know each employee's manager, right? And I'm going to know their salary. So everything's going to be on one row. So this is going to be nice. But there's something, there's something that we should take into consideration, because now we know we're not supposed to get manager's salary here. So we're supposed to have a word clause dot E dot manager ID not equals to E dot ID. Does this make sense? All I'm saying is that I don't want manager ID, so meaning that filter this thing, I don't want to see manager. So I'm saying that if the E manager equals to this ID, then I don't want it. It's okay. And I'm gonna say order by, because we are told that we need to order, right? This, like they said here, order the employee's salary from the highest to the lowest based on their department. So we need to order their salaries, but based on the department. So how will this work is that we're gonna start with the department, right? So because we can't order by the salary, it's gonna like order them just like that. So we wanna start with the department. So because within this department, let's say there's a finance department, then I'm gonna order by the salary. So it's gonna be like this. So what's gonna happen here is that you can think of, we're starting with this finance, then we list all the top guys up to us, then we go to the next department, we go to marketing, we list all the top guys and to the lower, right? So that's how it works. So you order by these two columns, and that's how it works. So it's kind of like here, and you have another one here. Okay, so that's pretty much the solution that I have here, and yeah, that's how I went about it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, I'll pretty much see you guys in the next one. I really appreciate it. Bye. Thanks.